Welcome to this segment on development and restoration projects of our Successful Applicant webinar. As you move to implement your development or restoration project, please connect with your grant manager and familiarize yourself with the relevant project manuals, namely Manual 4 for development projects and Manual 5 for restoration projects. These manuals can be found on the Grant Manuals page of RCO's website. They contain important guidance on RCO's policies and requirements for completing a development or restoration project. We'll walk you through some of these important policies in this segment. One of our most important policies is that no project-related ground disturbance is permitted until your grants manager has issued RCO's notice to proceed on your project. To receive your notice to proceed, you'll need to complete two major components: design review and cultural resources. For design review, you will need to submit your plans to RCO at 60% and 100% design. You can also submit designs at other stages, like 30% or 90%, but the 60% submission is recommended and the 100% plan submission is required. RCO will review these plans for consistency with project scope, accessible routes and features throughout design, and consistency with cultural resources review to ensure that your planned ground disturbing work aligns with the area of potential effect that was used for cultural resources. For your 60% designs, please submit them to RCO as soon as they're ready. We'd like to see these designs early so that you have enough time to make changes if needed. Your final plans and bid specifications must be submitted to RCO at least 2 weeks before you go out to bid. The second major component we need before issuing your notice to proceed is completion of the cultural resources process. The special conditions section of your agreement will list the cultural resources requirement for your project. Many projects will require at least a cultural resources survey. Please see the cultural resources segment of this webinar or reach out to your grants manager for more information. Depending on the specific requirements for your project, RCO's notice to proceed will not be issued until cultural resources consultation is complete and you have a signed inadvertent discovery plan, or if monitoring is required, an approved monitoring plan. Please note that the no ground disturbance prior to notice to proceed requirement also applies to pre-construction work such as geotechnical testing. If your project requires ground disturbance like geotech before your notice to proceed is issued, please reach out to your grants manager to determine how to secure cultural resources clearance. Even after a notice to proceed is issued, sponsors are required to comply with the terms of the RCO agreement. This includes compliance with accessibility requirements like the Americans with Disabilities Act, as well as any applicable health and safety codes. Sponsors are also required to follow appropriate contracting methods, including competitive bidding and other state, local, and federal requirements. Prevailing wages must be paid on all projects using contracted labor. Please note that you are required to include in your contract a clause on non-discrimination. Manuals 4 and 5 provide example language in the construction policy section. Another important policy is around utility lines. Recreation sites where people gather in large numbers may not be located under utility lines. All existing overhead lines 15 kilovolts or less must be buried, screened, or relocated. All new electric and communication lines must be buried. See Manual 4 Design Consideration section for more details. RCO may perform an interim inspection while construction is underway. At the end of your project, a final inspection will also be conducted to ensure the project is completed as described in your grant agreement scope, with accessible routes to all developed project elements. As part of closeout, you will also need to update the boundary map you submitted during application and provide as-built or record drawings if they exist. These closeout requirements are covered in more detail in our closeout segment, as well as in the manuals. Remember that if your project scope or boundary changes at any time after your agreement is issued, please reach out to your grants manager. Scope changes require review and approval from RCO. Major changes to scope, such as removing significant recreation elements from your project, may not be approved. And depending on what's changing, such as the depth or location of ground disturbance, your project might require additional cultural resources assessment. Please see the Project Management and Implementation segment for more information. RCO encourages sponsors to consider more environmentally friendly and sustainable project designs. For example, using less water by installing only native plants or drought-resistant vegetation, using recycled materials and sustainable products like permeable paving, high-efficiency lighting, etc. Your project was scored based on what you said about being environmentally sound and sustainable, so now is the time to make sure your project delivers as you design and build it. This concludes the development and restoration projects portion of our successful applicant workshop. Please connect with your grants manager if you have any questions. Thank you for watching.